Hello guys, welcome back to Most Coasters. Today we're going to be looking at Six Flags St. Louis, a park I will be visiting fairly soon, and what I think the next coaster that park could be. So to start, I did just make a video about what Six Flags parks should be getting coasters next year, in my opinion. Click the icon above to check out my video. But yeah, so I made that video pretty recently, and for Six Flags St. Louis, there were some major predictions, so I'll kind of be discussing all those options. Let's start off with the ones I did put in the video. First off, an RMC Raptor. Well, I don't really know the likelihood that Six Flags buys another small-scale RMC Raptor. That would be the perfect fit for this park. It would be really nice to get something like an RMC Boss, which I will discuss further later. I feel like the RMC Raptor is probably cheap, plus why get rid of another old wooden coaster? This park already has a limited number of coasters, so while it would be nice to RMC Boss, which could have a perfect layout for a RMC, I would rather see a new, ground up clone of the smaller scale RMC Raptors, because it'd be really nice at this park. I feel like it'd fit really well. And there is already some looping coasters, but compared to Ninja, this thing, it'd be godly. It'd be top tier. So let's also discuss RMC Boss, which I did just talk about. So another possible new coaster would be RMC/GCI conversion of Boss. With the RMC variant, you'd have a much crazier layout, obviously inversions, and it'd be a completely different coaster. It would be slightly more expensive than the GCI conversion, but I think it'd be worth it because it'd be an insane, much better coaster. It'd be insane. Cons, obviously, you're getting rid of one of your coasters. As I just discussed, this park doesn't have many coasters. I believe it's 7 they have. So if you just switch one of your 7, you still have 7. It's not as crazy of an improvement as if you add a ground up new coaster, depending on what the coaster is. With the GCI variant of Boss, it would be the same layout, which I've heard good things about Boss. It's an out of control ride, but I'm also told it's very rough, so it would smooth out this ride and make the rougher parts smooth and make it a more enjoyable experience, but it'd still be Boss, which I kind of like that. But I'd rather they do that in tandem with a new coaster. Now here's one possibility that I'm not rooting for, but could very well happen, and that is a S&S Freespin. Well, Six Flags may be done with those. I could very well see them buying that because they may be buying some more S&S air launch coasters. So if they buy another air launch coaster, why not buy another Freespin for a cheaper price? Six Flags loves to buy clones, and they already have a bunch of these Freespins at many of their parks. And the closest park with a Freespin would probably be Green America, that's 5 hours away. So it's not, or 6 hours away actually, not really too huge of a problem. So it'd be really cool. I would be super excited for a Freespin, but any coaster is better than no coaster. So if a Freespin did come to this park, it would be something. It'd be something. Some other possibilities that this park needs. They have the wooden coasters covered, so it's probably something like a launch coaster. They have a launch looping coaster, but either a family launch coaster, something like West Coast Racers, like Premier Rides, could be very likely for this park. Another really good option that I would really like to see that probably won't happen is some sort of hyper or airtime focused steel coaster. So this could be a Hyper GTX by Chance Rides. We're seeing another one of those built. So it'd be cool to have another one because these are really good layouts, really good rides, and it wouldn't be too expensive. It's pretty small. And it's still pretty far away from Kentucky Kingdom, so it really wouldn't be too much of an issue. And I think it'd really draw a bunch of crowds to this park. We could also see a B&M Hyper, although that much less likely. And that would benefit the park even more. This park, that's kind of what they lack, is they lack an airtime focused steel coaster because they have obviously 3 wooden coasters. but they're not really probably going to put in B&M Hyper because it's just too expensive. So while it really would benefit the park, it's probably not going to happen. Definitely my top prediction for this park would probably be an RMC Raptor. Equally likely would be the conversion of Boss to either RMC or GCI. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. Put your thoughts on what you think the next coaster at Six Flags St. Louis will be. And I mean, really, this park could have a bright future. It has a strong attendance records. It just needs some new attractions to really spice up the park. And I think a new coaster, any of the ones I mentioned today, even a Freespin, would help spice up the park. So I want to hear what you guys are thinking, and I will see you guys next time here on Midwest Coasters. Goodbye.